Well, good morning. This is OnRamp week 3, day number 4, which was another grinder PT workout. I didn't bother filming it because you've seen it already. They happen once a week. Instead, I want to talk about the fuel plan that the 8 Weeks to SEALFIT book recommends. Love the term fuel plan instead of a diet. Diet's kind of a bad word. Diet means we're eating a certain way to accomplish a result. Typically at the end, when we reach our goal, we go back to what we were doing before, which leads often to weight gain, gaining it back, gaining even more back, and then boom, now it's time to do another diet. Fuel plan or lifestyle change, much better terminology when we're talking about food, because anybody who has done weight loss knows that it's 80% of the battle. What we do in the gym is easy compared to controlling our food. Food is so social, or addiction to food. We don't talk about that a lot, but it is a real thing. So the 8 Weeks to SEALFIT recommends the paleo style of eating, and paleo it's short for Paleolithic era or the caveman diet. And the premise of that diet is we're eating wild, in-season fruits and vegetables and lean meats. Cavemen didn't have fridges, they didn't have ice during the summer, so they had to eat what they could find before it went bad. And that also means we're eliminating dairy, grains, sugar, unless we're getting it from a piece of fruit. And what that does is that controls our insulin in our body. Insulin is our fat storing hormone. We want to keep it as level throughout the day as possible. And by eating low glycemic carbs, that is easily done. When we get those spikes and dips of the insulin, that's when you get those crashes of energy throughout the day, or you become starving. And it's largely linked to the difference between simple and complex carbohydrates. What I recommend is go and Google low glycemic foods. Often you'll end up on a diabetes website because diabetics have problems with their insulin in their bodies. So they're recommended to eat a low glycemic diet. That actually works so well for maintaining your fat on your body or even going into a fat loss phase. So with the paleo diet as well, they talk about removing starches and legumes from the diet. And starches, like an example of a starchy carbohydrate, is a potato. A much better choice is a yam or a sweet potato. They're lower on the glycemic index. Legumes are like lentils and peas and beans. And you know what? I don't eat those. I haven't really eaten them in years. They irritate my intestines anytime I do, so I just don't. And the grains. Grains come in the form of oatmeal, granola, bread. I typically don't eat a lot of that myself either. Now, in the book, because of the intensity of the workouts that we're doing, they recommend an 80-20% paleo diet. And that means 80% of the time, eat to the diet plan. And the other 20% of the time, don't worry about it. Don't stress about it, because you're out of the house, you're stuck. You only have so many choices. Just eat what you need to eat. But make better choices. There are always better choices for carbs. We demonize carbs, but we need carbs. Carbs are our primary fuel source for our muscles when we are doing these workouts. The other modification the SEALFIT makes to the paleo plan is to do a carb refeed. So about every 5 or 6 days, have a more simple carb. Have that granola. And you know what? I find I need it. By the 5th day of the workout, I'm either having like a poke bowl for lunch, which I try and do like half the amount of rice that they normally add in. Or for breakfast, I'll toss some granola on my yogurt. And yes, I know not supposed to have dairy in the plan, but that's another modification, that if you tolerate dairy and it doesn't bloat you, we don't have a sensitivity to it, then it's okay to do the 80-20 there as well. So about once a week, I have yogurt with granola and berries and some other things on it. Emphasis on the paleo too is having nuts and seeds, because that was something the cavemen found and gathered as well. And they're the good fats. Our body needs those good fats. So it's pretty simple. lots of information online on the paleo diet. I'm definitely seeing results after these 4 weeks in. I'll post some progress photos. And I do have to note, I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I am a nutrition coach, so I can work with people on their plans, but I can't tell you what to eat. So if you want to make a big radical diet change, I do recommend you talk to a doctor or a registered dietitian or nutritionist to make sure that you don't have any sensitivities, anything like that. Just have to put that disclaimer out there. So everyone, have a wonderful day. It's already above 30 degrees and it's 10:30 in the morning here. We're having a bit of a heat wave. Stay cool.